Well, she was questioned for more than 6 hours, forced to testify at a Jeffrey Epstein hearing. But Hillary Clinton has a few questions of her own. What is being held back? Who is being protected? And why the cover-up?
I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices.
Gloria Allred is an attorney who represents 27 of Epstein's victims. She knows more than most what these young women went through. I spoke to her right after Hillary Clinton's testimony. Gloria, thank you so much for your time. Of all the names we've heard associated with Epstein, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, former Prince Andrew, why are the Clintons the only ones being asked to testify in person?
This is a situation where your question is more important than my answer. But having said that, I definitely understand that this is really political theater. This is a matter that's in the Congress of the United States, so it's all about politics. They're taking her deposition, but what about the fact that they haven't scheduled the deposition of President Trump?
With Hillary, she made the point today that she's never met Epstein, and it seems the only real link between her and the case is that Ghislaine Maxwell attended her daughter's wedding in 2010. So why her?
She mentioned that Ms. Maxwell did attend her daughter's wedding, but she was brought as a +1. And she also indicated that she only had a very casual relationship with Ms. Maxwell. She not only never met Jeffrey Epstein, to the best of her knowledge, she also never went to his island. And so why is she being asked to testify?
So, I mean, Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, they're both in a lot of the photos. They've been on Epstein's private jet. They're mentioned plenty of time in the files. I think we'd love to publicly hear from them both.
Well, former President Bill Clinton is going to have his deposition taken tomorrow, and we'll see what he had to say. He did have numerous contacts with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sure that he's going to deny, and to my knowledge, it hasn't been alleged that he engaged in any criminal behavior whatsoever.
Do you think at any point we will hear President Trump forced to give evidence?
I would say we cannot expect to hear from him before November because the chair of every committee in Congress is held by Republicans, and Republicans are not going to compel their Republican leader, the President of the United States, President Trump, to come before them to testify. Now, in November, if Democrats are elected to the House and become the majority in the House, they may decide that they are going to subpoena the president. Democrats also allege that there are millions of files that have still not been released to the public. For example, statements of minors who did make statements alleging that they were assaulted by the President of the United States, President Trump, and some of their statements to the FBI are missing in the release of the files. That doesn't mean he committed a crime, even though that may be alleged, but we are concerned about anything that is missing on any high-profile man who associated with Jeffrey Epstein, and we have to ask why.
I mean, Gloria, we're sitting here talking about the fact that there are supposedly allegations of sexual abuse against a minor by the president. There is so much we don't know. Like, do you become disheartened in all of this? Like the cover-ups but at the heart of this, there are victims who it just doesn't feel like they're ever going to see justice.
Yeah, it's very upsetting to many of the survivors. They wanted the truth. They know their own truth. They don't know the big picture. Who else, which other rich, powerful, famous men may have conspired with Jeffrey Epstein and Ms. Maxwell, supported them, enabled them, help them to sex traffic children and female adults and exploit them, sexploit them. Who else should be held accountable? So that's the truth that they want. And right now, it does not appear they're going to get it. And I feel that many of the survivors have been punished for advocating the release of the files by having their names, their legal names released when the files were released. And now they're being bullied, they're being harassed, they're being gaslit. It has really been traumatic for them.
Outside of Epstein, who's dead, do you honestly, though, believe anyone else involved in the abuse will go to jail?
Not under this administration.
Gloria, for 5 decades you've been representing women abused by men, powerful men, O.J. Simpson, Harvey Weinstein, and now Jeffrey Epstein. Why do you keep fighting?
I have a passion for justice. We need to support and assert and protect and vindicate the rights of women who have been raped, sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, sexually abused as children. This is the reckoning. And the rich, powerful, famous men who underestimated women and their courage are now finding that they have to face consequences. So that's why I do this.
Gloria, the victims are lucky to have you in their corner. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You're very, very kind. I appreciate it. Fight on.
Fight on, no doubt they will.